Once upon a time in ancient China, a man on a horse rode past a man standing on the side of a road. The man standing asked, "Rider, where are you going?" The man on the horse answered, "I don't know. You should ask the horse." This is clearly a metaphor for our emotional lives. The horse represents our emotions and we are the rider. If the horse is not directed or guided without a bridle, the horse can go wherever it pleases. Similarly, very often we feel compelled by our emotions. We feel we have no control over the horse and it can take us wherever it pleases to go. Fortunately, it turns out that we can tame and guide the horse. So it begins with the understanding of the horse and observing its preferences, tendencies, and behaviors. Once we understand the horse, or in our case, understand the emotions, we can learn to communicate with it, work with it skillfully. Eventually, it takes us where we want to go. Hence, we create choices for ourselves. We can navigate our emotions, otherwise our emotions can control us. To become a better rider, we need emotional intelligence. And a quick definition of emotional intelligence is our ability to understand, use, and manage emotions in positive ways. Through the practice of emotional intelligence, we have better control over our emotional state. We can communicate effectively. We can connect with people better. We can empathize. We can even accept challenges and overcome challenges. And we can lead a stress-free life. And it also helps us in diffusing conflicts with other people and manage our relationship better with everyone around us. We are creatures of emotions. We can't imagine a life without emotions, or just try imagining it once. Think of for a moment a world where there is no emotions could occur. No joy would be possible, no feelings of happiness or bliss or charity or kindness. No love would be ever felt. No positive emotions of any kind. On this imaginary emotionless planet, there will be no negative emotions either. No sorrow, no anger, no feelings of depression and no grief. Now think about it. To live in such a planet would be just to merely exist. With no ability to feel emotions, life would just reduce to a gray mechanical ritual from a cradle to grave. We could probably living like robots without emotions, and that's not life, we know that. So emotions color our life. It makes life experiential. But often, we only want happy feelings. We want to feel only the good, and we try to live a life with, less emotional turmoil. The absence of unpleasant feelings are pretty much inevitable in life, because life will not always go according to our plans. There will be hurts, despair, loss, failures, fears, tears, and anger as we move along in the journey called life. But negative emotions also spring from what we have already experienced in our lives, because our body keeps a score of all that experiences, both good and bad, imagined and really happened, both. And we can relive our past hurts. We can be reminded of our pain, and we can get triggered to feel that rage again. We are emotional creatures, and if we have so many unsettled, trapped emotions, then chances are we can even lose our control when a situation emerges. This bad management of emotions can affect other areas of our lives, at home and at work. That's why emotional intelligence is so important for us. Most people have problems with negative emotions, and the worst management of negative emotions can harm oneself and others. What you may not realize is that some of these negative emotions that you have experienced, even though you may have felt them a long time ago, may be creating problems for you right now. Yes, some of your old experiences are still affecting you in subtle and yet very damaging ways. Much of our suffering is due to negative emotional energies that have trapped within us. So if we don't release those negative emotions, or better yet, if we have not developed a better understanding of the purpose and meaning of those emotions, we can't experience the full potential of a happier and fulfilling life. Emotional intelligence is a skill that you can develop just like IQ. It requires awareness, making changes in the way you think, feel, and respond, which is managing your emotions and training yourself in different ways to adapt to negative and unpleasant emotions to draw positive experiences out of them. Many experts in the field of emotional intelligence, including Dr. Daniel Goleman, suggest 4 important skills for developing this emotional intelligence. This masterclass is based on Dr. Goleman's 4 quadrants. They represent 2 competencies that are interconnected to the emotional mastery. So in the personal competence space, we have self-awareness and self-management of emotions. Personal competence is your ability to stay aware of your emotions and manage your emotions and tendencies. Social competence is made up of your social awareness and relationship management skills. Social competence is your ability to understand other people's moods, behaviors, and motives in order to improve the quality of your relationships. So we have 4 skills: self-awareness, that is 1. Number 2, self-management or self-regulation, they call it. Number 3, social awareness. And number 4, relationship management. Now, let's delve into each of these skills specifically.